Alright, Serpentza, let's see what you got.
Take a look at this garbage.
Hey Sarah, what's your favorite color?
Black.
Do you know how to spell black?
N-I-G-G. Hi, I'm racist. I'm homophobic. Why should I be scared of fact?
So in his recent video, Serpentza says racism is trending in China. And look, he ain't totally wrong. Yeah, you do see some racist actions, but not in a twisted way he's selling it. I'll give him this. Dude brought up some real examples and a couple points hit. But listen, I'm from the mainland, and I want the world to see my country for what it really is. So I'm gonna give you my unfiltered take on his claims. Let's get into it.
You can always trust Chinese companies to sink to such lows if they're not stealing IP, if they're not utilizing loopholes, if they're not trying to cheat or do something along those lines. They're just being blatantly racist in the pursuit of money. In the pursuit of money, anything is okay. Like I mentioned before, cheating your own fellow Chinese countrymen, no problem, as long as you make that short-term gain.
He sure sounds like some kind of extremist, but so far I can't even disagree. We got idiots out here straight up performing racism just to grab attention and farm clicks. They don't even care what they're saying. It's all for the algorithm. You can tell by their broken English, they're basically just reading off a script.
Why should I be scared of fact?
Doing anything immortal just for money happens everywhere. That's capitalism. But acting racist is really low and cringe. You can't help but wonder where this idea comes from if you're not truly racist. Well, Serpentza actually explained it pretty well.
There was a guy who went viral and is still pretty popular. Tony from LC Signs was making videos and kind of viral marketing videos for his sign company. And what he'd do is he'd take some kind of a woke agenda video or a racist video or something and add his own spin, add some humor into it. And it really connected with a certain group of people who are just sick and tired of all the woke ideology in the West. And so he became very popular, very viral, because lots of people were saying, Bay stay, he's doing stuff and saying things that we want to say, but we can't because we get into trouble, that kind of thing.
By now, you probably got the gist. Those clowns were just trying to copy Tony. In case you don't know Tony.
What's up, California? My name is Alex.
What's up, I'm Aiden.
I'm Oliver.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Dylan. And together we are...
Gay as fuck. You guys are gay as fuck. Anyways, we've been making signage for more than 14 years.
But here's the problem. They ain't got no Tony's wit. So instead, they just go for cheap shot value. For them, saying, I hate that group is like saying, I hate Trump. It's just about pissing people off. And they treat racism like a joke because the whole concept of racism is way out of their league. On this point, I'm with Serpentza. Yeah, there are ignorant Chinese people acting racist just to squeeze more attention for their business.
Tony from LC Signs was doing really well. And of course, now you have copycats. And this is just piss-poor racism for the sake of making money. And it's pathetic, it's low, it's like in the gutter, it's laughable, and it's just obnoxious, really.
They're ridiculous, they're pathetic, but it doesn't mean they truly feel superior to anyone. They're just low-class clowns, and the worst punishment for clowns, ignoring them. When nobody's taking them seriously, it's not working out for them, they're gonna stop embarrassing themselves. But somehow, Serpentza flips it. He goes from copycat Tony to Chinese culture tolerates real racism.
The thing is, I just don't like the idea that China endorses this because nobody speaks out. They could do it. This company supplies Walmart and 7-Eleven according to their bio. But they can be vile and blatantly racist like this. I've never seen a single Chinese person ever call out this kind of racism.
Like, bro, hold up. You just said it was some low-level clown show. Now you're trying to blow this up into a serious racist problem? Give me a break. He even quoted another podcast to back up his point.
But I was taken aback by the extent to which racism is practiced against blacks in China openly. So we're speaking of China in particular. There were certain nightclubs that we couldn't go into.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And they will tell you no black people are allowed here. They're direct with it. We don't want black people here.
I feel him. I mean, you have all the reasons to believe China has racist problem if you're only here for a week on a business trip, but it's not a kind of racism in the West. The so-called racists in China, their hatred toward black people comes from inferiority complex instead of supremacy. The fact is, Most Chinese people have hardly crossed paths with people of African descent. Their world is very small. They get to know black people and even the world through fake news and viral clips online. If you know Chinese, you can tell these videos are pretty misleading. With the narrow knowledge they picked up from our patriotism education, some people start to convince themselves. Outsiders are always picking on us. They assume foreigners still see us through old stereotypes like we're weak, easy to bully because back then we were poor and backward. There used to be signs that says no dogs and Chinese allowed, so there's idiots believe they're defending China with hostility and revenge. And trust me, such hostility against foreigners is not only limited to black people. It's not real ideology of racism, it's blind patriotism mixed with internet brainwashing. But Serpentza clearly wants to take full advantage of this opportunity. He's dropping the bomb.
China can be blatantly racist and nobody calls him out. No Chinese person calls him out. The rest of the world doesn't call him out. It's just pathetic and it's stupid. So,
okay, I know what it looks like to you. That word is heavy in the Western culture because of the colonization, slavery, segregation, centuries of oppression. That's where the trauma comes from. But in China, we don't share that history. When someone here repeats it, it doesn't carry the same system of hatred behind it. To be clear, I'm not excusing it. I get it that for black viewers, this word is painful no matter where it's used. But I'm saying, the context is different. These idiots drop the N-words for the purpose of hurting people's feelings in the worst possible way. They have no idea about the political meaning behind it, which is basically, I'm superior to you because of skin color. In fact, the inferiority complex behind my people's defensiveness is quite the opposite of supremacy. At this point, if you say the N-word is always unacceptable no matter the context, fine, I get it. But pinning your history on us to force that context is not justice, it's arrogance. Don't twist our clown stupidity in the claims of your racism. Not the same thing.
China uses the racist card all the time. Remember COVID? Remember if you tried to say that COVID came from China or Wuhan, you were labeled racist? Remember that? All the articles in mainstream media about how Chinese students are combating racism. And you know, the race card's pulled out whenever there's a political thing with China. But China can be blatantly racist and nobody calls them out. No Chinese person calls them out. The rest of the world doesn't call them out. It's just pathetic and it's stupid.
The whole Serpentza video is just him twisting concept to fit his story. China has its own problem. We've been stuck inside a mental wall for decades. People's vows get twisted when they have no clue what's outside. That's because the government cares more about control than about progress. And trust me, I hate that. I can't even speak freely in my own country. But if I can't make a change here, at least I can ask the rest of the world, don't make it harder for us with the wrong labels. Thank you for watching. Peace.